Number 1. 1949 Wheat Penny. Imagine holding a simple 1949 wheat penny in your hand. A coin that seems ordinary, yet it could be one of the most valuable pieces in U.S. history. Most people walk past pennies on the street without a second thought. But what if that tiny coin could be worth a fortune? Some 1949 wheat pennies have sold for an amount that would make anyone's jaw drop. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare and expensive coins? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why certain 1949 wheat pennies are worth a fortune, and how one of them became a record-breaking treasure. The 1949 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has fascinated collectors for over a century. It was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But not all pennies from this year are equal. Some have rare errors, others have unique characteristics, and a few are struck in a way that makes them stand out in the world of numismatics. One of the biggest factors that determine a wheat penny's value is its condition. A coin that has been in circulation, passed from hand to hand for decades, will show wear and tear. But if a 1949 penny has been preserved in mint condition, without scratches, discoloration, or damage, it can command an impressive price. Collectors are always searching for the best preserved coins, and in the world of wheat pennies, a flawless 1949 penny can be incredibly rare. Beyond condition, there's something even more exciting: mint errors. These are mistakes made during the coin's production, and they can turn an ordinary penny into a numismatic treasure. Some 1949 pennies were struck with doubled dies, meaning the design appears slightly duplicated, creating a ghost-like effect. Others have off-center strikes, where the design is shifted away from the center, making the coin appear unique and desirable. And then, there are rare instances where a 1949 penny was struck on the wrong type of metal, creating a one-of-a-kind piece. But what about other wheat pennies that have broken records? The 1943 copper penny is one of the most famous, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars because it was mistakenly struck in copper instead of steel. The 1909 SVDB penny, one of the rarest in the Lincoln series, is highly sought after due to its low mintage. And let's not forget the 1955 double-die penny, with its dramatic doubling on the date and lettering, making it one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history. These pennies prove that tiny mistakes can lead to massive value. Now, back to the 1949 wheat penny. The right combination of a rare error, exceptional condition, and collector demand can make this coin incredibly valuable. And if you think a single penny can't be worth much, think again. One of the rarest and most valuable 1949 wheat pennies ever sold reached an astonishing $92,000. So, the next time you find a 1949 penny in your collection, don't overlook it. Check for errors, examine its condition, and who knows? You might be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. Have you ever come across an old wheat penny in your change? Let me know in the comments below. Number 2. 1950 Wheat Penny. Have you ever looked at an old penny and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? Most people don't pay much attention to pennies, but some of them can be incredibly valuable. And today, we're talking about one of the rarest and most expensive Lincoln wheat pennies, the 1950 Wheat Penny. A simple 1-cent coin that, under the right conditions, has sold for an unbelievable amount. Could you have one of these valuable pennies sitting unnoticed in your collection? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes a 1950 wheat penny worth serious money and why collectors are willing to pay thousands for the rarest ones. The 1950 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. At first glance, these coins may seem ordinary, but what makes them so special is a combination of rarity, mint errors, and condition. Some pennies from this year were struck with mistakes that make them one of a kind, while others have been preserved in such perfect condition that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Let's talk about one of the most important factors in determining the value of a 1950 wheat penny: its condition. A coin that has been in circulation, passed through countless hands, and suffered scratches or discoloration will have a lower value. But if a 1950 penny is found in pristine, uncirculated condition, it becomes a collector's dream. Coins graded as mint state, with little to no wear, can reach astonishing prices at auctions. But there's something even more exciting than condition: mint errors. These rare mistakes made during production can transform an ordinary penny into a highly valuable collector's item. Some 1950 wheat pennies have been found with double die errors, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated, giving the coin a unique look. Others have off-center strikes, meaning the image is shifted away from the center, making the penny look incomplete. There are also cases of repunched mint marks, where the letter indicating the mint location was accidentally stamped more than once, creating a noticeable overlapping effect. And in extremely rare instances, some pennies were struck on the wrong type of metal, making them even more desirable to collectors. Of course, the 1950 wheat penny isn't the only Lincoln cent that has reached incredible values. Other famous wheat pennies, like the 1943 copper penny, have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars because they were mistakenly struck in copper instead of steel. The 1909 SVDB penny, one of the most famous key dates in U.S. coin history, is highly sought after due to its rarity. And the legendary 1955 double die penny, with its bold doubling on the date and lettering, is one of the most well-known era coins ever discovered. These coins prove that even a tiny mistake can turn a simple penny into a fortune. Now, let's get back to the 1950 wheat penny. If you're lucky enough to find one with the right combination of rarity, a striking error, and outstanding condition, it could be worth an incredible amount. In fact, one of the rarest and most valuable 1950 wheat pennies ever sold reached an astonishing $80,000. So, before you overlook that old penny in your collection, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Have you ever found a wheat penny in your pocket change? Let me know in the comments below. Number 3. 1944 D wheat penny. Have you ever found an old wheat penny and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? Most people don't realize that some pennies, especially those from the 1940s, can be among the most valuable coins in U.S. history. And today, we're talking about one of the most incredible finds, a 1944 D wheat penny that has sold for an unbelievable price. Could you be holding one of these rare treasures without even knowing it? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how one single penny became a life-changing discovery for its lucky owner. The 1944 D wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and while millions of these pennies were produced, not all of them are equal. Some have errors that make them one of a kind, while others have been preserved in nearly perfect condition, making them extremely valuable to collectors. When it comes to rare wheat pennies, condition, mint marks, and special errors can mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a coin worth thousands. One of the biggest factors that determine a wheat penny's value is its condition. A circulated 1944 D penny, one that has been used in everyday transactions, might only be worth a few cents. But if you come across a 1944 D penny that has been preserved in mint condition, without scratches, discoloration, or damage, it can be worth a significant amount of money. Collectors seek out pennies graded as mint state, because they are the closest to how they originally looked when they were first struck at the U.S. Mint. Beyond condition, there's something even more exciting: mint errors. These are mistakes made during the coin's production, and they can make an ordinary penny a highly sought-after rarity. Some 1944 D wheat pennies have been discovered with double die errors, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated, creating a ghost-like effect. Others have off-center strikes, where the image is not perfectly centered, giving the coin a unique and misaligned appearance. There are also cases where the D mint mark was stamped multiple times, creating a repunched mint mark error, which collectors love. But one of the rarest and most valuable errors found in the 1944 D wheat penny is the highly elusive transitional error. This occurred when a few pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943, instead of the copper planchets used in 1944. These rare steel 1944 D pennies are almost impossible to find, and when one is discovered, it sends collectors into a frenzy. The rarity of this mistake is what makes it worth so much money, and only a handful of these coins are known to exist. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate other legendary wheat pennies that have broken records. The 1943 copper penny is one of the most famous era coins in history, mistakenly struck in copper instead of steel, and it has sold for over $1 million. The 1909 SVDB penny, one of the rarest key dates in the Lincoln cent series, is highly sought after due to its extremely low mintage. And of course, the 1955 double-die penny, with its dramatic doubling on the date and lettering, is one of the most well-known and desirable era coins ever. These examples prove that tiny variations in coins can lead to massive value. So, what about the 1944 wheat penny? If you happen to find one with a rare error or in pristine condition, it could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. One of the most valuable 1944 wheat pennies ever sold reached an astonishing $98,000. Before you overlook that old wheat penny in your collection or spare change, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden fortune. Have you ever found a 1944 wheat penny? Let me know in the comments below. Number 4. 1945 wheat penny. Have you ever come across an old penny and wondered if it could be worth a small fortune? Most people don't give much thought to pennies, but some of them are worth far more than their face value. And today, we're talking about one of the most valuable wheat pennies in U.S. history, the 1945 wheat penny. This seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin has captured the attention of collectors, and certain rare versions have sold for an amount that would shock you. Could you be holding one of these rare and valuable coins without even knowing it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1945 wheat penny so special and what to look for to see if you have a hidden treasure. The 1945 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While millions of these coins were produced, only a few stand out as exceptionally valuable. What makes them worth so much? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and the presence of mint errors. Some of these pennies were struck with mistakes that make them one of a kind, while others have been preserved in nearly flawless condition, making them highly desirable among collectors. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a 1945 wheat penny is its condition. If a penny has been in circulation for decades, it likely has scratches, discoloration, or general wear. While circulated 1945 pennies may still have some value, the real treasures are the ones that have remained in mint condition. Coins graded as mint state, with no visible wear, are worth significantly more, and those with a brilliant, untouched surface can sell for incredible amounts at auction. But beyond condition, the most exciting discoveries come from rare mint errors. Mistakes made during the production process can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Some 1945 wheat pennies have been found with double-die errors, where parts of the design appear duplicated, giving the coin a unique look. Others have off-center strikes, where the image is shifted from the center, creating an unusual and highly collectible appearance. There are also rare cases of repunched mint marks, where the letter representing the mint location was accidentally stamped more than once, resulting in an overlapping effect. One of the most sought-after errors on a 1945 wheat penny is when it was struck on a leftover steel planchet from 1943. During World War II, pennies were made of steel instead of copper to conserve resources for the war effort. However, a small number of steel planchets remained in the mint after production switched back to copper in 1944. If a 1945 penny was mistakenly struck on one of these leftover steel blanks, it is considered an extreme rarity and is worth a fortune. While the 1945 wheat penny is an incredible find, other wheat pennies have also reached legendary status in the world of coin collecting. The 1943 copper penny, one of the most famous era coins in history, was mistakenly struck in copper instead of steel and has sold for over $1 million. The 1909 SVDB penny is another key date in the Lincoln cent series, known for its low mintage and high collector demand. And let's not forget the famous 1955 double-die penny, which is one of the most recognizable and valuable era coins ever discovered. These coins prove that even the smallest variations can lead to jaw-dropping prices. Now, let's talk about the most valuable 1945 wheat penny ever sold. If you find one with a rare error or in pristine condition, it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. One of the rarest and most valuable 1945 wheat pennies ever sold reached an astonishing $85,000. So before you overlook that old penny in your collection or pocket change, take a closer look. You might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Have you ever found a wheat penny from the 1940s? Let me know in the comments below. Number 5. 1953 wheat penny. Have you ever found an old penny and wondered if it could be worth a small fortune? Most people don't think twice about pennies, but some rare coins can be worth thousands of dollars. Today, we're talking about one of the most valuable Lincoln wheat pennies, the 1953 wheat penny. While millions of these coins were produced, only a select few have become highly sought-after treasures. Could you be holding one of these rare and valuable pennies without even realizing it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1953 wheat penny so special and how to spot one that could be worth a life-changing amount of money. The 1953 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. At first glance, these coins may seem like ordinary pocket change, but what sets certain 1953 pennies apart is a combination of rarity, condition, and minting errors. Some of these pennies contain mistakes made during production, while others have been preserved in nearly perfect condition, making them highly desirable among collectors. One of the key factors in determining a 1953 wheat penny's value is its condition. If a penny has been in circulation for years, it may show signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, which can lower its value. However, if a 1953 penny has been kept in mint condition, free from damage and retaining its original luster, it becomes much more valuable. Coins graded as mint state or higher can sell for impressive amounts, especially if they have a deep red color, indicating that they've been well preserved over the years. But beyond condition, what truly makes a 1953 penny stand out are rare mint errors. Some pennies from this year were struck with double die errors, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated, giving the coin a unique and collectible appearance. Others have off-center strikes, meaning the design was not properly aligned during minting, creating an unusual and highly sought-after look. There are also repunched mint marks, where the letter representing the mint location was accidentally stamped more than once, causing an overlapping effect that collectors find fascinating. One of the rarest and most valuable errors found on a 1953 wheat penny is the wrong planchet error. Occasionally, pennies were mistakenly struck on a different type of metal, such as a leftover planchet from another coin series. These errors are incredibly rare and can make a simple 1-cent coin worth a small fortune. While the 1953 wheat penny is an incredible find, other wheat pennies have also reached legendary status in the world of coin collecting. The 1943 copper penny, one of the most famous era coins, was mistakenly struck in copper instead of steel and has sold for over $1 million. The 1909 SVDB penny, one of the most sought-after key dates in the Lincoln Cent series, is highly valuable due to its low mintage. And of course, the 1955 double die penny, with its bold doubling on the date and lettering, is one of the most recognizable and valuable era coins ever discovered. These coins prove that even the smallest variations can lead to massive value. Now, let's talk about the most valuable 1953 wheat penny ever sold. If you find one with a rare error or in pristine condition, it could be worth an astonishing amount of money. One of the rarest and most valuable 1953 wheat pennies ever sold reached an incredible $75,000. So before you overlook that old penny in your collection or pocket change, take a closer look. You might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Have you ever found a wheat penny from the 1950s? Let me know in the comments below. Number 6. 1957 wheat penny. The 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, an everyday coin that might just be a hidden fortune. If you have a jar of old pennies lying around, you might want to take a second look. Because some of these seemingly ordinary coins have shocked collectors with their incredible value. Today, we're diving into the 1957 penny, uncovering its history, rare varieties, and the reason why one of these coins fetched an unbelievable price. Could you be holding a small treasure in your pocket change? Let's find out. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in the final years before the series switched to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. Made of 95% copper, this coin carries the classic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner. On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design had been in circulation since 1909, symbolizing America's agricultural strength and prosperity. By 1957, millions of these pennies had been produced across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia Mint struck them without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a small D beneath the year. Because they were minted in such large numbers, most of these coins remain common in worn condition. But not all pennies are created equal. Some rare varieties and mint errors make certain 1957 pennies worth far more than their face value. One of the most exciting discoveries in the world of coin collecting is mint errors. These errors occur when something unexpected happens during the striking process, creating unique and valuable coins. Some 1957 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were mistakenly made with metal intended for another type of coin. Others have dramatic die breaks, where the coin's surface appears cracked or raised due to a damaged minting die. One highly sought after error is the double die variety. This happens when the coin is struck twice slightly out of alignment, creating a ghost-like doubling effect on the letters and numbers. A strong double die on the obverse, especially affecting "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," can significantly increase the value of a 1957 penny. Collectors go crazy for these errors, and some have sold for thousands at auctions. But what if your penny isn't an error coin? Does that mean it's worthless? Not at all. Condition plays a major role in a coin's value. A 1957 penny in heavily circulated condition might only be worth a few cents, but one in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch a surprising amount. The highest graded coins, known as mint state, can command serious money from collectors who want the best preserved examples. So, what makes one of these pennies truly valuable? Imagine finding a flawless, perfectly struck 1957 penny with a strong mint luster, free of scratches or blemishes. A coin like that, graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, can fetch an astonishing amount. In fact, one of the finest known examples sold for $65,000. Now, here's a question for you. Do you check your pocket change for rare coins? Have you ever found an unusual penny? Let me know in the comments. Your next find could be a fortune waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!